Scenes of the final revelation. 1. Through you, the ones who reveal the right ways, everyone must definitely receive the message of how to remember the Supreme Soul, the Father. Some will receive it through words, some through pictures, some through the news, some through your powerful vibrations, some through the final upheaval of destruction, and some through an attitude of disinterest. Technology will help to fulfill your task of giving this message. At the confluence age, the elements of matter begin their role of cooperation. Then matter itself will welcome the Lord of Matter and the Masters of Matter, and will offer itself to you from all directions. 2. So far, through your body and mind, you have organized events, printed invitations and invited celebrities. The media have been cooperative with you. You have invested money. However, in the future you are the ones who will be recognized as the celebrities. No one will seem greater than you. Other people will invite you onto their platform and will offer to help through their body, mind and wealth. They will request you to bring your message of peace. When the time comes, the sound of the revelation will be heard and everyone's attention will be drawn towards the Supreme Father through you children. This will not take much time. To draw everyone's vision towards the Father means to sound the trumpet of victory in all directions and enable revelation to take place. This subtle secret is destined in the world drama. After the revelation, many souls will repent. However, the Father cannot bear to see the repentance of his children, and therefore transformation has to take place. Your elevated stage of consciousness will inspire invitations onto the stage of service. You will play your role of triumph on the unlimited stage of the world. 3. The drums of revelation will soon be heard playing throughout the world, and in all directions this one sound will resound: we have found it. He has come. Now, through your own awareness, engage yourself in the service of transforming the awareness of all human beings. Then, the scenes of revelation will appear before you. This subtle form of service automatically enables people to overcome their weaknesses. When you are busy in this service, the atmosphere in the world will automatically be transformed so that people's weaknesses will become clearly visible. In such an atmosphere they will be ashamed of their weaknesses and transform themselves. It will not be necessary to spell it out to them. This method is such that it enables a person to attain success. 4. It is sung that there were flames on all sides but the kittens were safe. You yogi children also cannot be harmed. Floods will come, but the houses used by the Father will be safe, provided you make no mistakes. Even now, if there has been loss or damage, it must have been due to weakness in your intellectual judgment. However, for those with a far-reaching intellect who have achieved the blessing of all powers, wherever they may be, any suffering will be transformed into a pinprick. In other words, they will be safe. No matter what the situation is, if you have accumulated a stock of powers, these powers will make nature subservient to you. That means you will automatically and certainly get whatever you need. 5. Time for the revelation is approaching. Who will become a king? Who will become a subject? Who will get status? Who will be a servant? All this will be evident at the end. The scenes will be astounding. New ones will be ahead in the race, and those who became tired or gave up will also be revealed. 6. As much as you increase the facilities, that much will people come to avail themselves. Here in Madhuban the big crowds will be as in the memorials on the path of devotion. As much as you create accommodation, the numbers of people coming will increase. You already have this blessing, and there are legends that they reached as far as the ocean, but the land was insufficient. There will be a queue from Abu Road to Mount Abu, 18 miles, then there will be revelation. People will wonder what is happening, and their attention will be drawn. Right now, there is a big gathering of you children. Later it will be merged with devotees, and then you will see how vast the crowd become. You must make preparations for this. The gathering will be of both the population of the Golden Age and the devotees of the Copper Age, a double population. When the devotees realize that their special deities are gathered together, they will simply reach that place without asking. The devotees are thirsty like the rain birds, and then, before each living idol, they will form a long queue. 7. The pure thoughts and plans of the Brahmins in all directions will glorify Baba's name. The quicker you come into contact with important souls, the quicker the sound would spread. When the sound spreads in India, you can understand it is time for the end of service. On one hand the sound will be heard, and on the other hand circumstances will increasingly get worse. The two will operate together. Western technology for destruction is very advanced. You must also create plans in advance to spread the sound and to complete the establishment. The message has not yet been received by everyone. This is why the sound of destruction is not yet loud enough. Destruction is waiting for the establishment to become complete. 8. When service is advanced, written communication, telegrams and telephone lines will no longer function. Today, you have these facilities, tomorrow you won't. The administration of this widely distributed organization requires communication through wireless telepathy, so that any task that needs to be accomplished can be communicated everywhere, and any instructions given in less than a second. For this you must practice reaching the karmatic stage instantaneously. Any task of that level is accomplished on the basis of the karmatic stage. As soon as you create a thought, it will reach its destination as if it had been spoken there. Then there will be visions and success in your thoughts. At this time you are in the process of accumulating this speciality. To achieve this, you must be able to be a karma yogi in one moment, and to have the practice of being karmatit in the next moment. Though you are located in one place, through the power of your thought you can communicate in all directions and thus become cooperative in service. 9. At present you get your work accomplished through verbal communication, but at the end all the work will be administered through thought. Just as you now clarify issues verbally, all the work will then be administered through thoughts. You will come closer and closer so that your thoughts resonate with one another. With the form of light the waste thoughts and wasted time will be finished, only thoughts that will take practical shape will arise in your minds. This material world will become like the subtle region, and the work will be administered through signals. 10. The technology for destruction is so ready that it can be detonated simply by pressing a button. Preparations for the establishment must also be so powerful that whoever comes, at that second, the attainment they have been looking for can be given to them. You will only need to press the button of your thought. Create the thought, and that person will be stamped as a subject, a wealthy subject or a subject of the second order. Now you must make preparations for being able to accomplish this. 11. During the Second World War, the technology for destruction was invented in the Western world. For the work of establishment, it is especially souls from the West who will be instrumental. The atomic bombs were initially tested underground and later used in action. Such souls also have to be prepared. At present they are incognito, but at that time, they will be recognized and their numbers will increase. The instruments from the West will be useful for glorifying God's name. Just as instruments of science have been useful, in the same way, Western technology will be instrumental for spreading the sound. The West will help you to create the new world. 12. At the moment you say in words that whatever is destined will happen. As you go further, the details of what is destined to occur will touch your minds clearly in advance. With authority, you will predict the future. Just as your future achievement is clear, that which is to occur in the drama will be equally clear. You will be able to describe with authority with the power of foreknowledge, and with the power of clarity exactly what is to occur tomorrow, or what will happen 1 second from now. You will not say, "Let's see what will happen," rather you will foretell the event and it will happen in exactly that way. However, this will only occur when you remain in solitude. While speaking, it will be as if you disappear and the person in front of you also disappears. Experiencing this ability in yourself and inspiring it in others will solve all problems in a second. 13. When any drama finishes, all the actors come on stage. Now is the time of the conclusion of the drama of the Kalpa. All the souls of the world, either in dreams, in the glimpse of 1 second, or through the sound of the revelation in all directions, will definitely have a vision of the hero actors in this drama revealed on stage. The stars of the earth will be revealed on the earth. Everyone will find their desired deity and will experience great happiness on finding their true support. 14. Will you see the population of the beginning of the Golden Age with your own eyes, or will you come to know of it through the newspapers? What will it be? The day you all arrive in Madhuban, the upheavals will begin. You have the image of the gathering in which everyone gave their little finger to move the mountain. Make a plan for this. 15. Just as everyone's eyes go towards the stars in the sky, so also people will experience the divine lights of the stars of the earth in all directions. In the beginning, people had visions of Brahma or Krishna while sitting at home, very far from where he was and in all directions. When this began, the wave of visions spread in all directions. Many people's attention was drawn to find out what was the meaning of these visions, who dins. At the end, people will have visions of the form of light, and of your angelic form. Both Bapdada and your children will be seen in your brilliance by everyone and their attention will automatically be drawn. When you have achieved your angelic stage easily and automatically, then the true angels will be seen in visions. 16. From this moment, become knowers of the 3 aspects of time. See how beautiful the scenes of the end will be and how beautiful we will be. You will be angels, images decorated with divine virtues, transforming visibly into deities. For this you must immediately increase your practice of the stage of the angelic form. Become the image of knowledge, remembrance and the divine virtues, and you will be complete with all virtues, 16 celestial degrees complete, absolutely viceless. 16 celestial degrees means perfect, complete in everything. 17. In the beginning it was published in the newspapers that Tom Mandley was the richest in the world. At the end, this will also emerge from everyone's mouth. However, you have to pay attention, because lack of any power will cause you to be deceived in some way. The weakness in your power will take the form of an exam. This means that according to drama the same question will come up for everyone, therefore you must be complete with all virtues, 16 celestial degrees complete, in other words, master almighty authority. 18. The day will come when everyone will offer you their homes. They will give you the park called Victoria Ground in Calcutta and welcome you there. Gradually the sound will spread and you will be invited everywhere. 19. Up to now everyone has been saying that you are making good efforts, your work is good, and your life is good. But now it must be proved that this is the ideal life, the perfect life, this is the work of God. This wave will now spread in all directions. When those who say this is good start saying we also will become good, they will become subjects. If you can prepare the subjects of the first birth now, you will easily be able to prepare the subjects of later times. 20. The enthusiasm people are showing is a sign that the time of revelation is close. First there will be the revelation, then heaven on earth will be reality. At present, it is clear that each one is making their own final form a practical reality. Intense effort makers never think about the date of destruction because they have imbibed the sanskars of becoming complete over a long period of time. They will be complete at the end. 21. In future you will receive very royal halls to which many important people will come. All will sit together and listen to you. 22. In future, when you see with your own eyes the great destruction which is to take place, you will automatically feel disinterest. On one hand there will be disinterest, and on the other hand you will be filled with excitement about what you are to become in the future. You say that in one eye there is liberation, and in the other liberation in life, so also 11 the destruction is the gate to liberation, and the establishment is the gate to liberation in life. When you see the gates of liberation and liberation in life there will be victory. 23. Until all varieties of souls have planted the seed in the task of establishment, how can the destruction occur? People who can fulfill all functions are needed in the golden age. They will become servers and serve you. At present, you are serving for a short time in one life. So prepare such servers who will serve you for many lives. Scientists have a part to play there. Those who have the speciality of creating the instruments of happiness in the golden age will plant the seed of preparing them here in the easy way, and then go. The seed planted here will become useful over there. In foreign countries, this service needs to be accelerated at this time. You must prepare the kingdom. You must also prepare the subjects, the royal family, and the servers. No profession should complain that they did not receive the message. 24. The sound of the closeness of time is audible, and you are making intense effort to reveal the Father and prove it. You must now show the fruit of the sustenance you have received. 25. When the sanskaras of the Father, the virtues of the Father, the speed of activity of the Father and the stage of the avakt, incorporeal state of the Father take the form of a gathering of those who are equal to Him, that will be the final gathering of the confluence age. When all of you souls celebrate the meeting of being equal to the Father, there will be the sound of victory. Being equal is what will bring the destruction close. After the enjoyment of the gathering there will be intense silence, then all souls will go into retirement. You can either call it the stage of retirement or the karmatic stage. 26. According to time and closeness you will be the form of power. Through the influence of that form of power you will affect others. That will bring the final revelation close. Now, you must fly the flag of your own form of power and your own state of being elevated. 27. Reveal the achievements you are acquiring through tapasya in your life, your connections, your relations, and through your behavior and face. First reveal this within yourself and then within your relationships, and you will be revealed on the stage of the world. After that the drums of revelation will play. The memorials show the picture of Shankar opening his eye and destruction taking place. Shankar represents the bodiless form of tapasvis who transform the vices in the form of snakes into a garland around their neck, and who are constantly seated in the elevated pose of the highest stage. The third eye is the eye of perfection and completeness. When you tapasvis create the thought of world transformation from your perfect and complete state of mind, then matter will begin the dance of ultimate upheaval, the dance of natural calamities. You will be stable and the people of the world will be in upheaval, because human souls cannot cleanse the world. The wind, earth, ocean, and fire will cleanse the world through their upheaval. When you have created such a perfect stage through your tapasya there will be revelation. 28. Now such a time is coming that the government will understand that the Brahmin souls are the beauty of Abu. The Brahmins setting foot everywhere is also significant. All these places will be for service, and they will automatically invite you to administer these places and to look after them and their ashrams. 29. service will become unlimited. Since you have been given the title of world benefactor, there has to be expansion. What you have now is nothing. When your attitude becomes powerful through your tapasya, many souls will automatically change their attitude, be attracted to you and come to you. 30. Through the power of science, the equipment for destroying the world has been made powerful enough to finish the job in a short time. Just as the power of science is making such refined instruments, so the people with the power of Jnana will create such an atmosphere through their powerful attitude that, in a short period of time, in all directions, the waves of the happiness of the golden world and the elevated future of the world will spread very quickly. The world is already half dead, because people are unconscious on the deathbed of fear. So now you must give them the oxygen of the waves of happiness. Your two eyes must contain the golden world and the golden light of the sweet home. When people see this, there will be revelation. 31. In the future you will experience to a great extent how the impossible is easily transformed into the possible. From the beginning, it has been destined in the drama for obstacles to come, and it is destined to persist until the end. It is in fact these very obstacles that give you the experience of the impossible becoming possible. Because of this experience, the obstacles seem like a game. The drama shows its games and enables you to attain complete success. 32. Always remember that for the world it is the time of loss, but for us it is the time of great benefit. The people of the world see only the destruction, but for you, together with destruction, there is also establishment. Always keep in your heart the most elevated thoughts, that the establishment is as if already accomplished. 33. Those who are distressed believe that the curtain of revelation should open quickly, but the curtain can only open when the hero actors are completely ready to come on stage. To intensify your pure feelings for transformation means to accelerate your speed of reaching perfection. At this time you must have feelings of mercy both for your own self and for all other souls. 34. In the future the confluence age will become the age of angels. Through these angels, the deities will emerge. At the last moment there will be a meeting of angels and deities. The deities are waiting to give the garland of victory to you, angels. Your very own deity status is waiting for you. The deities will incarnate into perfect bodies, which are waiting for you to reach 16 celestial degrees of perfection. Then you will wear the garland of victory. Therefore, you must now fix the date for putting on this garland. 35. You must now make yourself the embodiment of this great mantra of becoming angels who transform into deities. Then, from the home of light, you will take your new birth as a deity in the first birth. You will come in the new age as the first arrival. The date will be the first day of the first month of the first year. Matter will also be of the first order of complete purity and the kingdom will be the first one. Your golden stage will also be of the very first order. If there is even one day's difference, then it will no longer be the first day of the first month of the first year. Therefore, it is necessary for you over a long period of time to emerge in your practical karma the sanskars of transforming from an angel into a deity. Then at the confluence age after the revelation there will be world transformation. How and when the flames of destruction are ignited 1. There is a very deep connection between the soul of Brahma and time. The soul of Brahma and the confluence age occur together. If there was not the role of Brahma, there could not be the confluence. When the role of corporeal Brahma finishes, many other roles begin. This is a means of bringing time close. When Brahma's part finishes, it means the confluence age also finishes. Just as the soul of Brahma has a deep connection with time, so also do those close souls who follow him. Each act of theirs also brings time close. They therefore become the indicators of time. Previously, the physical father stood before you as an indicator of time, and, seeing his stage, you could understand that something was going to happen. Things seemed to be close. In the same way, you people who have been made instruments are also indicators of time. On the basis of your complete stage, the date for the destruction of the old world will be clear. 2. When and how will the flames of destruction be ignited? Who will become the instruments? Will Shankar become the instrument, or will it be the father who creates the sacrificial fire with the Brahmin children? At the time that the sacrificial fire was created for the work of establishment, at the same time, through this very same sacrificial fire, the flames of destruction were also ignited. So the flames of destruction are being ignited by the Father and you together. This is why those who are engaged in the ignition must become complete. For this, you have to become the form of fire like Shankar, that is, you must stay in intense meditation. When a corpse is being burnt, in between they stoke the fire in order to intensify the flames. The fire of destruction is the greatest fire. In order to bring it to its ultimate intensity, it is necessary to spur on the souls who are instrumental for it. How will they be spurred on? Will it be done by hand or with stick? Through the power of thought, the flames of this destruction must be intensified. Now you must become form of fire and create the thoughts that will intensify the fire of destruction, then this sorrowful world can be transformed. 3. In order to fan the flames of destruction in all 4 directions, here should be special gatherings for yoga, because it is through the fire of yoga that the flames of destruction will be ignited. That is the fire of destruction and this is the fire of yoga. That is, the one fire is ignited from the other fire. 4. Just as the unlimited, expanded form of service is taking on an accelerated form, let your attitude of being beyond in an unlimited way be intense. When the souls of the world have the attitude of being beyond, which is the attitude of vairag, disinterest, then, as a result of that disinterest, everything will be complete. For this, even whilst you are engaged in karma, remain beyond the consciousness of performing action, and remain karmatit whilst interacting with others. There should be no form of attachment and no attachment to service, rather, let there be the attitude of being an instrument. If within yourself you have merged everything and made yourself ever ready, then, through your own readiness, the destruction will be ready, and all souls can be benefited. 5. From the minds of sorrowful souls, the sound emerges that destruction should now take place. But from the minds of you world benefactor souls, there should be the thought to quickly bring benefit to all souls, so that the completion can take place. You have sustained them. Now you have to become benefactors and liberate everyone. Those who have to perform the destruction need cooperation from you benefactor souls. They require the signal of your thoughts. Until you adopt the form of fire, you are not able to give the signal. Therefore, you must now prepare for world transformation. This is the last activity through your form of a Shakti. Therefore, make yourself a form of power, a lighthouse and might house. In order to finish the iron-aged world and achieve transformation, and to bid farewell to Maya, you must surround the gathering with great power. 6. Those who inspire the destruction of the iron-aged world are you foundation souls, so you have to make the effort to return to the incorporeal world and carry everyone with you. Through this awareness you have to be beyond all relationships and the attraction of all forms of matter. You have to be detached observers. If within the gathering each one develops such an incorporeal stage, then the scenes of destruction of the old world and together with that, the scenes of the celebration of the birth of the new world will be clearly visible. 7. Together with Brahma, This one thought must arise in all Brahmins together. Now we are ever ready, and the new world must be established now. When such a firm, determined thought arises, there will be world transformation. That is, the creation of the new world will be visible in a practical way. For this you need power in the gathering. Not just 1 to 8, but the entire gathering must hold this one thought. As soon as the thought is created, the drums of completion will begin to sound within a second. 8. When all souls of the world have the attitude of distaste, there will be transformation throughout the entire globe. It is through the attitude of distaste that they will be able to accept the introduction of the Father. It is this attitude of disinterest which will be the foundation for transformation. Now the gathering of those with an unlimited attitude of disinterest must become strong so that, seeing this, other souls experience these vibrations. Then this gathering will make known the date for destruction. 9. The firm, determined thought for transformation must arise in the entire gathering, for only then can the atmosphere be created. In the beginning, the gathering of lionesses became instrumental for the work of establishment in a visible way. They didn't think, they didn't consider anything, they just did it. So also for the completion, such a group must be made ready who are beyond defamation and praise, appreciation and slander, a group with the power of tolerance. Just as at the beginning a group who made the vow of purity came onto the field and there was establishment, now this group must come onto the field for completion. 10. As you continue with self-transformation, world transformation will happen, because world transformation can only happen through self-transformation. Always maintain the awareness that world benefit has a relationship with our every thought. To the extent that you yourself become powerful, the time for world transformation will be brought close. According to drama, the time can be fixed. However, on what basis is the drama created? You are the foundations of it. When all of you have developed a constant flying stage, there will be benefit for everyone. That is, the work of transformation will be completed. For you to be in the flying stage means to bring benefit to everyone. 11. Do not think about the date for world transformation, but transform the self and fix the date of transformation. In making yourself complete, the task of world transformation will be complete. You are the clocks who indicate the time of world transformation, so look within yourselves to see how much time remains of the unlimited night. The rising of the sun of perfection means the setting of the night of darkness. Instead of thinking of the date of destruction, if all Brahmins have the one determined thought for completing the work of establishment, then transformation is assured. 12. This world of sorrow is to be transformed on the basis of establishment, therefore everyone is waiting in anticipation for the people who have been made instruments for establishing the new world of peace and happiness to become complete. Are all of you busy in your own work, or do you cast your eyes towards those who have to carry out the destruction? Those who are carrying out the establishment have been made instruments for igniting the flames of destruction. It is not that the destroyers have been made instrumental to intensify the flames of the efforts of the establishers. 13. Everyone wants to know the date and time, and all of you are wondering when the new world will come. Now you know the three aspects of time, so to know the future will be the same as knowing the present. But, the basis of knowing the future is the present. The date and time of the future will automatically be revealed by the present stage of those who are to come into the new world. Since you speak of the new world, the souls who have rights to the new world should also have some newness within themselves. No old sanskara, thought, word, or old type of activity should remain. There should be nothing old in anything. There should not be even a trace of anything old in your sanskaras, nature or thoughts. When newness is visible in the majority or in the main souls, then the destruction of the old world and the date of the coming of the new world will be clear. 14. Now, instead of anticipating the time of destruction, become engaged in making arrangements. To give orders to matter, you must create a powerful stage. When all Brahmins within the gathering have feelings of mercy, of bringing world benefit and the desire in their ears to liberate all souls from their suffering, then world transformation will take place. You must become completely unshakable and immovable. This will bring on the final moment. As a gathering you must develop one thought, that is, through one firm, determined thought everyone must give their little finger together. Then the mountain of the Iron Age will be transformed and you will bring about the Golden Age. All of you are the embodiments of support, the most elevated souls who are the basis for achieving completion, through which the instruments of destruction and matter will fulfill their tasks. Therefore, instead of anticipating destruction, be alert in igniting its flames. 15. Do not anticipate the date of destruction. If you knew the date, instead of being soul conscious, you would become date conscious. You would not then be able to pass the test fully. This is the reason why the date will not be given, but the date will automatically touch all of you. You will experience it as if before your very eyes a scene appears. You will experience the future in a clear form in advance, but for that, the eyes of the light of the world must always remain open. If there is the dust of Maya, you will not be able to see clearly. 16. It is not necessary to tell you the date of destruction because the final date of the destruction cannot be fixed. If the date were fixed, everyone's seat would also be fixed. That would mean a long line of those who pass with honor. Therefore, remain unconcerned about the date. When all are free from concern, the date will come. Destruction will only take place when everyone becomes free from thoughts about the date of destruction. To anticipate the destruction means to keep in your awareness the date of your own death. So, instead of invoking your own death, create the form of your stage of awareness of being the conqueror of attachment and the embodiment of the remembrance of one. Once you have achieved such a final stage, there will be final destruction. 17. Only after the entire world has been sacrificed into this great sacrificial fire will the fire be completed. But the sacrifice of the old world will occur only when everyone has sacrificed the world of their own waste thoughts or impure thoughts, when they have sacrificed their limited world into this great sacrificial fire. The ultimate sacrifice is to surrender the consciousness of I. From their lips or from their mind, the only sound that should emerge is the one word Baba. There should be no consciousness of self either in thoughts or in dreams, no egotistical consciousness of the self. When you make this sacrifice first, then you will be able to inspire others to do the same, and after the sacrifice there will be completion. 18. This destruction is the means to fulfill all the desires of all souls. This means will be accomplished through your spiritual endeavors. The thought should emerge that now there should be benefit for all souls. All the desperate, sorrowful and peaceless souls will receive the blessing of constant peace and happiness through the Father, and will be able to go home. According to the closeness of time this awareness needs to be intensified, because through this thought or awareness the fire of destruction will intensify and everyone will be benefited. 19. There is a difference between the great destruction and the rehearsal for destruction. The great destruction means total transformation. For Shankar it is said that he opened his eye and instantly there was destruction. This is the symbol of the act of the destructive image. Now it is the time of the end. If you have not yet adopted the fearsome form towards your own negative karma and those who perform negative karma, you will not be able to confront them. Now is not the time for accommodating them. You must destroy your vices, your waste thoughts, your negative actions and behaviors, not accommodate them. Only when you become the image of destruction will there be the destruction of the old world. 20. Until your tale of attachment and of your own nature has been ignited, this old world of Lanka cannot catch fire. When all the great warriors are burning in the fire of love, then the old world can be transformed. 21. The souls who are responsible for destruction are inventing such powerful instruments that the destruction can be accomplished easily and totally. So too, you great warriors, inventors of the power of silence, must make such plans for the entire transformation of the world whereby everyone can take the inheritance of liberation and liberation in life within 1 second, easily. Develop such refined inventions whereby, with a single glance from your eyes, in 1 second they experience being instantly changed from sorrowful to happy, from powerless to powerful, and from peaceless to peaceful. 22. In India there will be civil war. The nuclear bombs will have no effect here. Therefore, whilst seeing the scenes or hearing the news of civil war, instead of being afraid, become powerful in your knowledge of the predestined drama and continue to give power to others. The people of the world will be frightened, but you have to fill those souls with power. Whoever comes into contact with you, give them the donation of peace and all powers. No matter what the circumstances may be, your happiness should never be lost. The scenes at the time of destruction 1. At the time of destruction the 5 elements of matter will adopt their most fearsome forms. On the one hand, matter will adopt its most fearsome form, and on the other hand, because it is the demise of the 5 vices, they also will take on their most extreme and intense form. All will fight the last war. All souls will express themselves in a variety of ways. The influence of the impure souls will increase. The devotional souls will be calling out in different ways. Together with that, old sanskaras will take their opportunity. Some people will be attacked by physical disease. Some will be attacked by the bondage of relationships. Some will be attacked in the form of waste thoughts. For some this will happen through carelessness, and for others through laziness. In all directions there will be an atmosphere of upheaval. The physical powers of government, the religious authorities and the authorities of science will all be in upheaval. 2. In all directions the cries of sorrow will increase. The more instruments for happiness there are, the greater the sorrow people will experience. Not the slightest drop of happiness will be visible. At such a time, the only beings visible as a support will be the one Father and the children of that Father. In the darkness that has spread over the land only one lighthouse will be visible. At such a time there will be a need for the souls who have the practice of giving light and might. 3. In the future, matter will erupt through many natural calamities. Because of natural calamities, although there may be money, it will not be useful. Although there may be equipment, it will not be of benefit to anyone. At that time, not a single drop of water will be visible anywhere. Even if you offer a gold ring, you will not be able to get a glass of water. Because of the natural calamities, the grain will be inedible. Only when people have completely lost all hope and expectations of gain through physical equipment or money will everyone have the thought that someone should give them the power and the peace to pass through these disasters. Many people will come to you clinging in this way. At that time you will need to fulfill all the desires of their hearts. All these exams will also come to face you. You need great courage to endure these tests. At that time, will you be able to have yoga, or will you be thirsty for water? If all the wells dry up, what will you do? At such a time, you children of the Supreme Soul will always be safe. 4. At the end, all the elements of matter will become bestowers to you who have given cooperation. The ocean will bring wealth and equipment from all over the world, and deposit it on the land of Berat as its cooperation to you. The earthquakes, in their upheaval, will bring forth all valuable material for you elevated souls and gather it together in one place in Berat as its cooperation to you. The rain will be available as your servant to cooperate with you in cleansing the land. Some of the rubbish will be blown away by the wind. Some will be washed away by the rain. In this way, all the rubbish will be cleared away. Your power of truth will purify matter, time, all relationships, sanskaras, food and interactions with everyone. All name and trace of impurity will have been eliminated. 5. When your cooperative senses, that is, your mind, intellect and sanskaras, accept your orders, then matter will obey the orders of your thoughts. You must have such an elevated stage of powerful and intense meditation that everyone has the same thought at the same time. 1 second's thought of transformation produces an instant response in matter. Through the powerful thought of your gathering, this old world will be transformed into the new world. 6. At the time of destruction, on the one hand, the drums of completion will be heard, on the other hand, the celebration of the new world will also be seen. In the midst of the extremes of destruction, on all 4 sides, 1/4 will be land and the other 3/4 of the earth will be flooded. Later on, because of many lands, many religions are created. When the many religions finish, then the many lands become islands, places for touring. 7. At the time of destruction, the whole of Australia will become just an island. Some areas will be underwater and some will be above, but you will be safe. Before the destruction the information will reach you people. Only when you have reached a safe place will the destruction begin. It is sung that in the midst of the flames the kittens were safe. So those children who remain in the remembrance of the Father will not be in the destruction during the destruction. You will leave your bodies by your own voluntary wish, and not in the midst of the scenes of destruction. 8. On one hand there will be the extreme chaos of the destruction, on the other hand the sound of the birth of the first prince, Krishna, will be heard. He will not arrive floating on a leaf, although it has been shown that after the flood, Sri Krishna comes on a leaf. It is because 3/4 of the earth's surface is flooded at the time that Bharat becomes Parishan that they show the form of a leaf. In the midst of such a flood, the sound of the birth of the first leaf, the first soul would be heard everywhere, that the first prince has been revealed, that he has taken birth. They show that the golden city of Dwarka rose up from amidst the waters. There is a secret behind this. Because this city lies in the midst of land that is 3/4 underwater, they show that the city rose up from amidst the waters. At that time there will be the triumphant sound of the birth of the first prince. The scenes of the birth of the first prince and the drums of the great destruction of the old world will sound out simultaneously. 9. The entire world will undergo destruction. There will be fire all around and torrential rain. There will be tidal waves. Bombay, which previously did not exist as a big city but as a small fishing village, and is now on reclaimed land, will return to the ocean. History will repeat. There will be no habitations by the shore of the ocean. In the Golden Age, the places where the deities build their palaces will be on the shores of sweet rivers. 10. As the days go by, wealthy people will become poor. Such calamities will occur. There will be torrential rain, and all agricultural land will be flooded. Natural calamities will come, that people will call acts of God. The intellect understands that destruction will certainly happen. For the Western world, the nuclear bombs are ready. Death will occur the first. Here in India, bloodshed without cause has been remembered. Together with natural calamities, for you to witness such scenes requires great courage. safety during destruction through elevated consciousness and activity. 1. When the flames are burning on all four sides, the foremost activity of you elevated souls will be the donation of peace. That is, you must give power. At that time, each individual will require a different power. Some will need the power to tolerate, some the power to pack up, some the power of discernment, and some will want liberation. In order to fulfill their desires, at that time, you need the power to make peaceless souls peaceful in 1 second through the introduction of the Father. You must now accumulate all these powers. Otherwise, at that time, how will you be able to give the donation of life? You must accumulate an adequate stock, so that you can also sustain yourself on the basis of your own power, as well as having sufficient power to give to others to the extent that no one is deprived. 2. Now there is very little time remaining. You have to serve souls, the atmosphere, matter, everyone. You have to show the destination to the wandering souls. You must give liberation or liberation in life to every soul. Therefore, in the remaining time available, you must use everything you have for service. Each second and each moment must be sacrificed for the benefit of the world. Personal benefit is automatically incorporated in world benefit. You have to find the solution to the problems of all souls now. Therefore, the problems will not have the courage to come to you. The anchor of problems will have been lifted. 3. At the time of destruction, the task of the total transformation of matter and the destruction of souls with impure sanskaras must somehow be carried out. However, the vibrations of souls who experience sudden death, untimely death, and mass death will be extremely impure. For you to accomplish the extensive task of transforming them in the midst of an atmosphere of slaughter of the innocent, and to remain safe from that vibration and at the same time give cooperation to those souls, you must make your mind powerful. 4. At such a time, through the power to pack up, you need to have the practice of applying a full stop. For this, you must have the special practice of one moment being corporeal, the next moment subtle, and the next moment incorporeal. Once you have achieved this practice over a long period of time, you will be able to pass the test of that time. Now make yourself ever ready for such a time. 5. Now your household responsibilities have become very extensive, but whilst in the midst of carrying them out, your intellect needs to be so broad that you can fulfill many tasks in 1 second. For this you must be able to merge the expansion and intensify your practice of going beyond. One moment you are giving a physical instruction, and the next moment you are experiencing the incorporeal stage. This practice will cause people to have visions of your angelic stage. It is through this that the scenes of revelation will be visible. This practice is also the instrument for your safety at the end. 6. At the time of destruction, for your own safety, the line of your intellect must be clear. Secondly, you must have considerable practice of becoming bodiless. Whenever any situation arises, you should become bodiless. Through this practice, when the thought arises within you to leave your body, at the moment of having that thought, you will leave. Whoever has been loving and cooperative for a long time will definitely receive help at the end. Just as you remove a physical item of clothing, you will also remove this physical costume of your body. 7. To the extent that your intellect is clear, you will able to catch the directions of the Father clearly. To the extent that the line of your intellect is clear, to that extent you will receive the touching and your powers will increase for your own progress, for the expansion of service and to bestow on all souls, that this is the accurate means for serving this soul at this time or for your own self-progress. For this you must develop the sanskara of economy and of remaining in exclusive remembrance of the One. From this moment develop this practice. Only then, as a result of this practice, will you attain the elevated liberation and salvation. Do not think that there is still some time remaining until destruction, because later on you will not be able to make spiritual efforts, you would be weak. At the end you will go into war, and then you will have to become silver-aged. 8. In order to remain safe when on all sides there are fearsome scenes of destruction, the line of your intellect needs to be clear. You must have destroyed all attachments. Those who have destroyed all attachments will receive the touching before destruction, and will be able to reach a safe location. At that time it will not be possible to contact you by telephone or telegram, but the call will reach those whose line of the intellect is clear. Such circumstances will arise that the train which you have to catch is the one that will run, and there will be no others after that. If your line is clear, you will receive the equipment you need. Otherwise you will get stuck somewhere. Therefore you need the practice of continuous yoga over a long period of time. Remembrance is a shield, and the one who has a shield will always be safe. 9. Even now, if any calamity of nature or circumstances occurs, it will be sudden. As the days go by, the upheaval of these sudden natural calamities will intensify. They will not get any less severe, but will become progressively worse. In order to be safe from these calamities, it is essential to have the power to merge and the power to pack up, so that your intellect is not drawn anywhere. For you, there is just you and Baba. Wherever your intellect is to go, that is where it should go. Do not go into why and what happened, how will it happen, this should not have happened, or how could this have happened. Do not think in this way. In order to reach the flying stage, you need a very powerful brake. You must be able to transform the negative into positive in a second. 10. You cannot rely on the last moment, and therefore you must be ever ready. Your stage of consciousness must be constantly beyond, always detached, with no negative thoughts and no waste thoughts. 11. In the old world, no matter how elevated someone may be, he is old. Therefore he has to be transformed. All you have to do is to remain free from concerns. You never know whether or not someone will still be here tomorrow, and you should not even have this concern. Whatever is to happen will be good. For Brahmins everything is good. Nothing is bad. No one can take away this kingdom of yours. 12. To become ever ready is the method for safety. When you have time, you must enjoy the moments of the confluence age fully. Nevertheless remain ever ready, because you will never know the final date of destruction in advance. It will happen suddenly. If you are not ever ready, you will be deceived. Always remember that the Father and I are always together. Just as the Father is perfect, so the one who is with him also becomes perfect. When you experience that companionship, it is easy for you to be a constant yogi. You are always with him, you will always be with him, and you will return to your sweet home with him. If you are his companion, you will go back with him. If you are simply in the procession or in the crowd, you will follow later on. Only those who are equal to him will go with him. 13. What will happen? How will it happen? I do not know how many years until destruction. Will it be 10 years or will it be 40 years? Do not think that perhaps you should accumulate some money. You must become the destroyer of all attachment and consider yourself to be a trustee. Regarding your earnings, do not come into waves of sorrow in taking care of wealth. No matter what happens, remain free from worry. Let there be no name or trace of peacelessness. 14. Become so ever ready and complete that, according to drama, even if the account of this body were finished today, you would pass with honor. Do not think that we are just the young ones, and so we cannot be the ones who have to go. Also, do not think that you still have plenty of time. However, the question of world destruction is one issue, and for you to keep yourselves ever ready is another issue. 15. In this drama, the many different souls have many different parts. Therefore, do not think that my part is not in the advance party or that my part is after the destruction. There are some souls who do have this part, but you must remain ever ready so that even if you continue to live for another 20 years, that would not matter. However, you must not live on such a foundation, otherwise the trace of carelessness will arise. 16. At the time of destruction, all you need to do is keep your wireless set in order. The receiver is the wireless of being viceless. Through your wireless set, the message will reach you that you must come right now. If you do not have your wireless set in order, you will not receive the direction. You will not receive the message through physical equipment. A viceless intellect is the only mechanism through which you will be able to catch the last direction. Therefore, you must very quickly make preparations for becoming completely viceless. 17. The instrument for safety is the power of your mind. Through the power of your mind, you can become the instruments to make the last moments beneficial. If, however, you do not have a clear line to the One, and if you have not accumulated the power of elevated thought, then your weaknesses will take the form of repentance and will act upon you like evil spirits. When you come into weak awareness, fear is experienced in the form of an evil spirit. So now, for unlimited service and for your own safety, you must accumulate the power of fearlessness and power of the mind. 18. At the time of destruction, you will receive your orders in 1 second. The order will come from the Father. He will not tell you the date when he will give this. If he were to tell you the date, everyone would pass in first place. Here, the one and only question is the date. That will come suddenly. If you are told to stay here, your children, your home or your place of service should not be remembered. Therefore, you must be an instrument, detached, and available for service. When you get the signal from the Father, you must not think at all. 19. At the last moment, when it is the final test, the most incredible situations will come to you in the form of tests. This will determine whether you pass or fail. Even though you may not wish it, questions will arise in your intellect. This in itself is the test. The test will last for 1 second. 20. The paper to determine your final result will not be for several seconds or minutes. In an atmosphere of absolute chaos, on all 4 sides, your place will be determined by your ability to remain stable. If you take a long time to become stable in circumstances of upheaval, then at the time of completion you will not be able to pass the test. Therefore you need practice in this spiritual exercise. 21. Those children who have faith in the intellect, and who know that the future is certain, will always remain unconcerned. People will be in the fear that the destruction will come and they won't know what wants to happen. You will be unconcerned, because you know that the establishment will happen at the same time. There is such a vast difference between the impossible and the possible. In front of you the golden sun of the golden world is rising, while they are staring at the black clouds of destruction. Now, because the time is close, all of you are putting on the ankle bells of constant happiness. You continue to dance, knowing that today it is the old world and tomorrow it will be the golden world. Today and tomorrow have come this close together. 22. Through nature, many extremely dangerous and terrifying ordeals will come. They will come to disturb your state of mind. If while seeing these situations, you become the least bit upset and the question arises, what is this? What is this? Then you will fail. No matter what happens, the sound that should come from within is Wah. sweet drama. You should not question what has happened. You must become this strong, because as the days go by natural calamities will increase. You should have such a stage that there is no upheaval whatsoever in your thoughts. The exam paper of 1 second is coming to you. At that time, if you get distracted in getting ready, in that time the result will be out. Therefore you must pass in 1 second. You must practice for this. 23. In the future such a delicate time is coming that you will not be able to get an aeroplane. You will need to be practiced in traveling with your inner subtle body. At such times, when you are detached from your body and traveling around, this will draw everyone's attention. They will experience an angel coming to them, just as these days they are seeing flying saucers. In the same way, they will start seeing your angelic form in all 4 directions. They will begin to research into this. 24. Before the destruction, you need to have the elevated consciousness of the flying stage. It is only with the flying stage that you can attain the karmatic state. This is the stage of one who is a fortune maker and a bestower of blessings. Through this, people will have visions of moving angels or deities. This is the stage which at the end will become your instrument for safety. 25. As the time for destruction comes close, you have to become close in your specialities to the deities of the Golden Age. It is for the intense effort makers, the souls who are to become complete, that the destruction must take place to enable you to experience the perfect world and the purest form of matter. Instead of counting the moments to destruction, again and again you must count your qualifications of becoming equal to the Father in order to become perfectly pure. 26. The destruction is called the last moment in time. If you make effort at that time, you will not be able to create the fortune of a long period of time. Therefore, become knowledgeable. It should not be that you calculate it for the year 2000. The account of your spiritual efforts is a separate one from the account of world transformation. Knowing your spiritual efforts and the account of their fruits, increase your speed. 27. At the time of destruction, you should not remember anything. You must become such a carefree emperor. Since your own body is not yours, is anything else yours? You have given your body, your mind, your wealth, everything. Once you have the thought everything now belongs to you, then you become ever ready. It is this practice of being detached and loving that gives you a higher grade. The easy effort for is the attitude of being an instrument. By understanding yourself to be an instrument, you will remember the one who made you an instrument, thus you will pass the exam. 28. The special occupation of Brahmin life. To transform the world through your attitude, words, and actions. The destruction should be waiting for you. You must not for the destruction. The destruction is a creation and you are creators. Therefore, whatever you feel to be lacking in you must make up very quickly. To become complete means to finish off all your weaknesses. Now you must intensify the speed of your personal transformation. You need transformation over a long period of time. If your practice is for a short time, you will be able to maintain your transformation only for a short time and not for a long time. You will have to make effort. 29. Tell the good news to all the sorrowful and peaceless souls that you will save them from untimely death for 21 births. These days people are afraid of untimely death. They are also eating and sleeping in fear. Telling such matters of joy to these souls will free them from fear. Even if this body of yours were to go, you would not die in fear because you would have the happiness that we are the ones who save others from untimely death. Something will go with you, you will not go empty. 30. You must all become fearless. With the form of fire you have to burn away the impurities within matter and soul. This is a great task which can only be accomplished at a fast 38 speed. So far, the message has not even reached the people, let alone matter. You must intensify your speed so that there are centers in every street. Circumstances will be such that people will not be able to move from one street to the next. They will not be able to see each other. So, in every home and in every street there should be a place of service. 31. The scenes and the test papers at the time of destruction require the greatest power of tolerance to pass. You must make your stage immovable and unshakable. 32. To face any possible circumstances, you need the stage of being a lighthouse. Practice being a form of light as you move around. Let your body be totally forgotten. If you have to do some work, go somewhere or say something, then adopt your subtle form as an instrument. Adopt your costume when you have to play your role. When the task is over, you can remove it. So, in 1 second adopt your costume, and in the next second become detached. 33. At the time of destruction, this form of light will give you a lot of help. Regardless of the attitude of anyone who comes in front of you, they will not see your body, but the shining bulb, soul, within. Whenever you look at an intense light, everything else disappears. In the same way, the intensity of the light within all of you will prevent them from seeing you even though they may be looking towards your body. When they cannot see your body, their impure vision and attitude will automatically be destroyed. This test will come to you. You have to pass through all circumstances. 34. Always be aware that at any time your body can be 39 destroyed. With this attitude, at the time of destruction your intellect will automatically be loving. When the moment of destruction comes, the ignorant ones remember the factor, but without his introduction they cannot be connected with him in love. If you always maintain the awareness that this is not just your last life, but your last moment, then you will not remember anyone else. 35. Any situation or scene that appears must change, because the drama is the game of change. You say to people that the destruction is certain, that everyone must return to the world of liberation. However, if on the basis of knowledge and yoga they settle their negative karma before the destruction, they will then be freed from suffering. Everyone has to go. Whatever anyone does, he will receive the consequences. Transformation is certain, but if you have transformed on the basis of your own power you will receive the fruits of having made that effort. Anything that happens automatically because of the force of time is not praised. But if something is done independently of the push of time, it is considered extraordinary. 36. More severe tests will come than you had ever dreamt or thought possible. When you observe films with detachment, even if something extremely painful or something comical happens, you watch both parts as an observer without any difference. Your internal stage has to be that steady. Your stage should not be confused, nor should you be compelled to fight. When you create such a steady stage, you will be lost in the love of the remembrance of the One Father. If there is the slightest flaw in this last final test paper, you will fail. Therefore, become strong beforehand. 37. In the world, there are constant question marks about what will happen. You have the power of the full stop. You know that whatever has happened is good, and whatever is going to happen will be very good for us. For the world there will be untimely death, and for us, there will be pleasure in everything because there will neither be the fear of Maya, nor the fear of the upheaval of nature. 38. In the future, all the souls of the entire world will appear in front of you begging for happiness and peace. You master bestowers, children of the bestower, will fulfill everyone. Where else can they go except to the One Father? You must continue to fill yourselves with all treasures so that anyone who comes does not leave empty-handed, but instead is completely fulfilled. The scenes of this will be experienced a great deal in the future. 39. Always stay in the intoxication that every step of ours creates multi-millions, for we are elevated souls. In the world they wish to accumulate enough money to sustain their great-grandchildren. How many generations will be sustained from your wealth? Now, in one lifetime, you accumulate enough wealth to last for many lives. You will be sustained by that in comfort for all those lives. 40. The means to be protected from the fires of destruction is the power of being fearless. Fearlessness makes you immovable under the influence of the fire of destruction, therefore, you will not be brought into upheaval. On the basis of fearlessness, you will give the power of tranquility to the terrified souls. The soul will be protected from the fire of fear. The soul will dance in happiness because of that coolness while observing the destruction. You will also see the scenes of establishment. In your eyes will be liberation, the sweet home, and liberation in life, the scenes of heaven. Your home and your kingdom will